I just played some more 3-check. I realized my rating was high. That's partly because it just hasn't been set yet, but I always appreciate having more, um, having more of that, and so that's really cool. Oh, I want to look at this note later. Um, I guess that's notifications. I thought it was just friends requests. I just discovered the chess club, so that's pretty cool. I'm just really excited about chess. Some of the things I knew about, some of them I did not, but I'm very curious to see what I can do. I wonder if they might do that. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Man, they're really doing well at making sure I don't get to do anything. It's crazy. However, as much as that helps prevent my knight, it does allow my bishop to come in and make the pin way stronger. So that's not too bad. I'm hoping they will take. I would like to not take. It would be nice to just move my rook up because they make me, and then move the other one over. I guess the rook would love to go to e1 at some point, but I feel like it's I feel like my bishop is so well placed that they may have to take it eventually. Do I want to? Yes, this is my bad knight anyway. Maybe I like that. That knight may have gotten onto a good square if the pawn traded out and did things like that, but I think I like that actually. And their knight that I got from them was on the king's side, so that's helpful to me, really. So I'm pretty happy with that. And now my bishop is pointing toward the king, like we want it to be, which is great. This looks backwards, having the bishop in front, but I think in this case might be a good thing. And my rook is ready to come on over. I don't want to take the pawn on f4 because if I do, it'll allow their rook to get more active. And it'll allow the bishop to be attacking toward the king's side. So leaving the knight there for as long as possible and preventing their rook from coming into the game is probably a really good idea. The other thing is my rook can go to a6 and come out. I don't know if that's ever going to be relevant. Probably not, but just to notice, because the pawn is advanced, that could happen. Okay, doubling on the file there makes sense, kind of, but I don't think. Ooh. Oh, I can just take that outright. I didn't even notice. May not be the best move, but it'll open another line toward the king. Once I move the queen to b6, I can move the knight with the discovered check, and now their king is way more open. My rook might get trapped. Hopefully not. It's possible, but I feel like I just have another attack option now. Now this is even more dangerous. They may think I have to defend the bishop, but I don't if I move the knight and say check. They wouldn't be able to take with the bishop with the queen, so that could be a good deal. Okay, let's see. Queen takes. Very interesting. I'm really tempted to take the pawn on c2. I'm not sure if I should do that or not. Maybe. Definitely a good consideration. They could take my knight if I do, but then I could take the bishop with check. No. That's probably not a good idea, honestly. Hmm. Ooh. I think I like that. Maybe. Let's see. If I take there, and if they take my bishop, then the queen is under attack. So that doesn't really work very well for me. If I move the knight and say check, that's more forcing. And they take knight, and I take with my bishop. They take with rook, I take with queen, that doesn't work. So it looks like I still can't do anything, really. But maybe I should have the knight take the pawn, and then pawn take pawn. I feel like their king is way more exposed in the end, so I might actually do that, to be honest. If nothing else, I can maybe fork their... Oh, they can take my rook. I wasn't even thinking about that. That might actually be really strong. Seems like it anyway. Oh, if they take my rook, I can take their queen, and it's check, so that's probably not great for them. I guess that just oh wow. And they take the bishop, makes sense. How did I miss that? Dang it, I'm missing everything here. Geez, that bishop needs to be somewhere else. I'm really failing here. I don't even know what to do. This is dumb. Well, this rook isn't doing anything right now anyway. I might as well advance this, remove this pawn. Oh my, oh wow. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. That was stupid. I just gave the game to them because I'm dumb. That was easy to avoid. I was not trying very hard. That was an easy game. Their king was in way more danger, and I just threw the game, so very sad, to be honest. I did not have three blunders. I didn't hang pieces a lot, or whatever, so it's weird that they would say that. Ridiculous. I don't know. I just love losing. I mean, I've definitely learned that about myself, but I'm used to it. I'm not going to complain anymore. It's just the way it is. If I mean, that was an easy win, and I just threw the game because I suck. Okay. Very easy. Oh, wow. This is a nice tactic. I kind of hope they don't take the bishop because it would be bad, and just in the interest of my opponent, I just say not a good move. But it would be kind of cool to show. Because if they take it, oh, nice. So now I can say check. Oh, wait, it's not. I was thinking I'd attack the queen, but I'm not going to unless I go here and they can just go back. So that's dumb. I should not have done that because now they can just move it back. And I'm retarded. I don't understand why I did that. It was foolish. There was no reason to do that at all. And I shouldn't necessarily resign. I should have thought more about how that's just not going to work. I was picturing a different... Oh, I was picturing a move where they couldn't move back there. But it wouldn't have been mate either. They could have just moved the king. Dang, I really messed up. I should have not moved the knight there. That was really bad. It was nice experimental, though. I mean, I know I'm going to have some good and bad, and I don't really care. I'm just having fun trying some different stuff. I should have won that easily, but good for them for doing it well because it's really easy to fail in that position if you're white. Sorry, if you're black, it's easy to mess that position up and really not do it right. So it's good for them that they didn't mess it up. Well, I'm actually glad they didn't take that, although they still could once they move the knight here. Wait a minute. Oh my gosh, I totally messed that up, like, big time. That's actually not quite true. It's lucky, though. They almost trapped the knight, but this is a good next move, I guess. And then we'll have to see what happens. So I'm a little... Okay, that's fine. I'm okay with that. That worked out amazingly. I didn't think it would. Wow, they are high. I'm very fortunate if I can get a bit of a lead here. Because this is someone higher, and anything I can do to improve my position would be greatly appreciated. Okay, makes sense. as much as I have to waste a move, it's kind of neat, because if they traded off their bishop, I actually don't mind that at all, because now I have this light scored bishop on a really strong diagonal, and they don't have one at all, so that's good for me. Oh, I see. So their strategy. Oh, I see. They take the rook. If I take the bishop, I get it. Let's see. Very sly move of them. That's to do. Dang it. What do we do here? Just took a little looking. This is actually really good for me, because now they have to defend against the checkmate, and I can take the bishop for a pawn, and the queen defends the bishop also. So this is just automatically winning for me. It's a good thing I thought about that move, because I'd say a week ago even, maybe, I would have just taken the bishop with the pawns, like, take my losses, but in this case it's like, there's a tactic here, and they didn't see it, so it's good. Have my rook. Feel free. The cool thing is, they already played age. Oh, I see. They already played age 3. So if they move either of these other two pawns up, the king is even weaker, and yeah, I'm gonna get a piece for a pawn also in this case. I was already a pawn up, so really it's just a free piece, pretty much. Oh, what? Seriously? That's kind of weird. How are they intending to take my queen, though? I mean, they may get a check or two in, but what's the point? Either resign or take something or whatever, but just giving away the queen? Like, seriously? I don't understand that. It's definitely good to castle a lot of times, but wasn't necessary this time. Okay. Makes sense. I'm just going to take the bishop just in case I don't win immediately. It's there may have been a winning tactic there, but I'm already leading by a decent amount, so I figured might as well. That was pretty good. And they have a pretty high rating, so I'm pretty excited about that. It's good. Oh. Rematch. Let's go. What was that? Huh. Did they want a rematch or did I accept it a bit too late and they're not on anymore? Oh well. I tried. Alright. Let's get another one going. White again. Huh. I don't understand this show your flair thing. I've seen it a few times, but I'm not really sure what it is exactly. That pin is really hard. I don't know. I'd love to push. Probably not safe, really, but it would be very nice to get out of the pin if I possibly could. Man, I'm really tempted to try some tactics, but I doubt it'll work. It could, but I kind of doubt it. Take with bishop. check. If they take with king, then I go sage check. I shouldn't do it, but I'm gonna just do this because it's not good for the long term. I might be able to defend the position. And again, since their king hasn't castled yet, my rook can come to g1. Might not be good, but it might end up being fine in the end. We'll just have to see. I really just didn't see a good way of dealing with things. Wow, I'm kind of surprised they didn't want to castle at some point. At least not there. Very interesting. I'm just trying to think about different sacrifices, and it's not seeming very promising. Oh, my knight's there. My knight defends that pawn right at the moment. So that's encouraging, I guess. And I'm still thinking about things. I still feel like their king is also in trouble. Mine is in more trouble, but now I have the semi-open file for my rook also. My bishop is still bearing down on that square too. If the knight moves, that's not good for them. So I might just try to remove the knight, honestly. My queen could come in pretty easily also. If they move the knight, they're just in trouble. If they don't, my knight has an outpost, and they're never going to be able to attack me. Let's see. Dark square bishop is blocked on the wrong side of the pawn chain, and the Oh, I'm dumb. I should have looked at... Actually, it's not that bad. Because I got the pawn and I'll also get that rook. Or the knight. So that's actually quite good in a way. Getting rid of a couple of the pieces. I should have looked at it more. I should have calculated it more, but it worked out in my favor that time. I had a feeling they would castle at some point. That just makes sense, to be honest. Here's the decoy tactic they talked about the other day. Or not the other day, but the lesson I did today. Take my rook. I don't care. Maybe I should have saved the rook first. I don't know. But, you know, I actually feel pretty good about this, to be honest. The funny thing is, I don't know that... Oh, they didn't even do it yet. Let's see. They have pieces just hanging all over the place. You know, they've got... The king will be attacking a rook. My knight is attacking a rook. They will then be able to double rooks. But I just feel like this attack is crazy and I still have my queen. Like, I should be able to get something good out of all this. Okay, so they would go to h2 and attack me. And my rook is still being threatened also. So it would be very nice if I could do something about that. Can I? That is a good question. Rook there. Maybe I should just do that. And I'll be attacking their bishop also. And then the rook will be undefended also. They just haven't been able to get coordinated, which is really good for me. So I guess I'm just playing a lot better. Yes, it's true their rating is low, but I've done quite a bit of stuff here. It's been pretty good. Oh man, I hope that notification is still there. I really wanted to check it out later. Okay, it's not new, but it's still showing up, so that's good. Just want to make sure it is showing. Alright, do we trade there? No, not yet. I'm going to say check first. And then we get a free piece. Oh shoot, actually no, I should take the rook with my bishop. I didn't even see that. Although a free piece is really good, given that I already have a big lead. It's hard to know what to do. Probably that, honestly. Yeah, makes sense. Wow, that was a pretty crushing game for me. I kind of took over. But, I've been doing lessons, and I feel like I got to apply some of the lessons learned, was working in today. But I don't know how much of it I planned versus how much of it I just saw it. It's like, oh, that's good. Yeah. But 5 blunders and 3 mistakes, so I really didn't play that well, I guess. But it sure worked out well for me overall. Oh man, I was hoping it would show how many pieces I captured and stuff, but I accidentally closed the game before I looked. Shoot. Well, I'm grateful that I keep. I'm continuing to get some wins and get my rating up a little bit. Okay, where do we go here? Guess I'll just do this. I need to get more E4 openings into my repertoire and learn different things. Oh, is that the same notification or is that a different one? Because I feel like it quit showing up. It is the same one. Okay. Surely they don't want to do C3 as well now. That would be weird. I'm gonna do. Oh no, that was dumb. Why did I do that? Jeez, I don't have any reason to do that, honestly. It's fine. It's fine. Not ideal, but it will be okay. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Do we want to take the bishop? I guess I'd be okay with it if we did. They haven't castled yet, though, which I like. Yeah, I have a feeling they might do that, honestly. I guess there's probably no way to force that. I wish. Yeah, let's block off the diagonal from the bishop, help the pawn not want to advance. Yeah, dang it, I really wanted to prevent them from castling, but I guess that was kind of impossible. You know, I kind of wanted to see when tournaments were. I forgot to, so after I finish this game, I might look and try to find out if we want to do any tournaments. I really do not want to trade away this bishop, I don't think, unless, I mean, I could sacrifice it, but I'm not really ready to do that either, probably. Wow, my knight could go to that good square. I guess the safest thing for right now is to just simply retreat it. I love my bishop being on this powerful diagonal pointing toward the king. I mean, I could trade the dark squared one. I probably don't need both of them. Although, I kind of don't really want both of their bishops pointing toward my king either, so taking the knight and them taking with the bishop and having them both pointing that way, probably not ideal. Alright, let's see. What can I do here? Oh yeah, I kind of did want to put my knight there on a really good square. I should probably just castle first, just to be sure that I get that done. Keep myself as safe as I can. Alright, now that the pawn is moved up, it's a lot less clear that I should definitely do this. I like the idea of attacking the bishop, though, because it's almost trapped. Of course, if they go to h6, do I really want to take there? Maybe not. I'm curious to see what they're going to do anyway. They could just stay there, and then if they go back to g3, then I would take, and they would double their pawns and mess it up on the king side a little bit. And then I would take their knight, and they double those pawns as well, and things would kind of get messy. I don't know if it's necessarily great for me, but seems like that could be a way to go. I don't really know how unsafe their king would be, because the two sets of double pawns would be right next to each other, almost. They just kind of have everything connected, and it might still be hard to break through and do stuff. I don't know. I really like knights. I feel like I often end up in positions where I feel like the knights are better. I could be wrong, but it kind of feels that way. So I'm almost like, do I really trade the bishops? I know for good players the bishop pair can be better, but I tend to have a lot of closed positions. Maybe after they move the bishop, maybe the next move would be to move the queen out, because that would be another attack bar on the knight and give me a little more of an attack on the king's side. Come on. I was almost thinking of pushing the g7 pawn up to, but the bishop is likely going to move now, and if I did do that, my king is more open. I'd probably want to move it to the edge at some point. Ooh, they moved the pawn up. That's funny. One less defender for the knight. Interesting. Although that pawn will defend it if the bishop is taken by the knight. Man. I actually like that pawn there too, because it's a blocker for the, although they can just take it. I can't really stop that, so there's no choice here. Guess I'll take it. Probably not the best idea, but I think I will anyway. Ooh, I should have tried to get their knight out of there, because now they can just push the pawn, and their king side is actually quite good for them right now. Maybe I'll just go right back after this. Maybe I'm just doing it to help them push pawns more. The good thing about doubling pawns on the f-file is just the fact that they can't use that file for their rook anytime soon, so it's kind of a nice thing. And if they take the pawn on e6, then I can take back and my rook is able to get out. So I would actually be grateful if they would do that, I think. But I like the idea of putting my queen here, if for no other reason to make them nervous and see if they push a pawn here, and if they don't, okay. My queen is in a great position to attack on the king's side. And if they do, that's going to be powerful. Actually, wow, if the rook ever moved off that file, I already have a good attack. My bishop can move to c5, and that's actually check, but also it's just a better diagonal at this point, probably. Either one could work if that pawn gets out of the way, but might be good. I could always move the bishop back if I need to, I guess. Ooh. Well, unfortunately for them, that's probably the worst move they could have made in the position. And funnily enough, the knight on b8 hasn't ever moved, but it's really well placed right now because it prevents their knight from going to d7 and forking the, well, attacking the rook. I guess it's not that big of a deal because it's not a fork, but their knight probably would enjoy going into my territory and doing more. And while it's looks threatening being close to my pieces, it doesn't really have any good options because my knight is helping. I mean, the downside, of course, is that my rook on a8 is kind of stuck and doing nothing, but I'm about to get a queen, so I'm feeling pretty good. They can defend with a rook, but or a knight. I guess they have options as far as how to take back, but their bishop has also been doing basically nothing with that pawn there. Now that the bishop is moved, they'll be able to move the pawn if they want, but this is pretty serious for them. The other thing is, if the d5 pawn ever does move forward anywhere, that also reopens my b bishop, b7 bishop on that diagonal a decent amount toward the king's side. So yeah, I feel like it's just a pretty crushing position at the moment. Pawn takes. That was really a mistake, because now they can't even take the bishop back, and I may just take a knight. Although I'm thinking kind of want to take this too. I'm going to take this pawn first, and if they move a knight, that's great. If I end up not getting a knight, that's okay. But my thought process is that, for one thing, that pawn is a dangerous pass. Well, it wasn't passed, but it was pretty far up. But I'm also now attacking the pawn on f4, and I feel like that's good to deal with. And while they may have that, and they could put me in check, if they put me in check now with the knight, I can just take with the pawn. Yes, my king is starting to get open, but I have a queen, so I'm not too worried about it. The queen and king will be forked if they do this, and maybe it's worth a sacrifice, but I don't think so, honestly. Okay, well, they're getting the rook. I guess that's a pretty good thing, although my rook wasn't really doing anything anyway. I mean, it could have become a very valuable piece in the long run, I guess, but I feel like this is totally fine. Okay, now it's probably time to get my knight out. And we'll go here. Their bishop literally cannot participate in this attack. Knight. Oh shoot, my knight is attacking or defending the wrong squares. My bishop defends there, my knight could go there. Is there a good place for my knight to even go from here? I kind of don't think so. You know, this is so good for me. I'm just going to take the knight. It'll also mess up their pawns. And give them even less chance to ever get to my king. Also, their rook could come to the e-file, and that would be really good for them potentially. Except that now my bishop defends there, so they have to. Yeah, I had a feeling they had to take that. Now we'll take my knight out. Knight there's really good. It prevents the rook from coming down on that file anyway, and it also is just bringing it out more to the area. I may take that extra pawn pretty soon. Not sure. Oh, I might try to. Yeah, I don't know. I was gonna say I might try to smother mate, but I don't know if it's very. the position doesn't quite look right to try it. Might be able to be done at some point, but not yet. But if I can get my knight to d3, that might be worth trying. Obviously, my queen can come over to c5 pretty easily, so might try. Okay. Well, that's interesting. That's amazing, actually. They really got pretty close to a trapping of the queen here, but not quite. If I take the pawn with the bishop, it's check. And they could take it with the rook. Probably don't want to do that. I guess there. Let's do it. Let's go queen here. So the bishop goes up and defends it. The rook is protecting the bishop. Ooh, I don't want to do that. That would be pretty bad for me, actually. Okay. Very nice. Very nicely done. My queen was nearly trapped. I don't believe there's a way for them to actually trap it, but if they move up another pawn, well, then I could just take the pawn. Wow, I cannot believe they literally almost trapped my queen. That would have been sad. Very nice find, though. Very nicely done to see that. But if the G pawn advances, I can just do queen takes f4, and then I have no issues after that, pretty much. That's how it feels anyway. My knight is so well placed at the moment. And even if it wasn't, I still have the rook in the back. Well, let's at least get my rook to a more active square. I understand that it can't really leave this back row right now, but the only open files are right now are E and D, and the E file is covered by my knight, and now the D file is covered by my rook, and it's a dark square, so the bishop can't interfere, and I feel like I'm just really going to limit their options. I also will probably at some point advance a pawn so that my king is less trapped, but we'll see. If they try to double rooks, I probably do need to just advance a pawn. Okay. I think I'd actually like to trade rooks. I think that would actually be really good for me, because they literally have... There's no way they're going to be able to cause any issues now. Now I will just move this pawn up and give my king a square, and they literally have no way to ever get there. Now my queen could just come back to the back row and come around. Ooh, I don't even have another rook. I forgot about that. This is a little more dangerous than I thought. I should have maybe tried to defend or something. But my queen is literally like not able to do anything right now, which is pretty sad, to be honest. On the other hand, if I move the queen to f, if they don't go in the back row right now, queen to f8 is protection from the rook, and also attacks the bishop, which can't be defended except by the rook. And I don't really see this holding up for white for very long. Ooh, if they don't go down there right now, I can do this. I could trade away my bishop for their bishop, and, well, knight and bishop for a bishop, which isn't great, but since I have the queen too, I'm more willing to get rid of my pieces. And I mean, bishop and rook is all they've got, so if I can get rid of the bishop, I might be in really good shape. I think that was really my only move, moving that pawn, because the queen has got to get more in the game, and I needed to make space. I forgot I didn't have a rook at all. I wasn't paying attention, but it's a little more dangerous than I thought it was. But I don't think I can have any issues now. Wow, they have so little time. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize how little time I have. That's nuts. I only have 10 minutes? It's good though, it just means that I've been thinking and playing better, and it's good. That's one area I really wanted to grow in, was spending more time. And looks like I have been this game. which is great. Okay, I really don't see them being able to do anything, so I'm not gonna worry about it. If I go here and they go to D7, the knight defends, so I'm not worried about that. Awesome. This prevents the rook from coming down to my area. It also, if they were to take my knight with the pawn, which they could do, and I kind of ignored it. I was just paying attention to their pieces, and now I'm realizing, oh, my knight's being attacked. But honestly, taking it wouldn't help them much anyway, because the rook would be attacked, and even if... But honestly, they should take the knight. And I know it looks bad, but there's no way to defend anyway. And if I take the pawn and they take with bishop, then I take with queen and the rook is still pinned. I guess the king can move up and guard the rook at that point, so if they really want to save the rook, they could do that, but they would lose the bishop and pawn. So they can lose the bishop and pawn or the rook. But I don't know if they can save everything. Seems pretty unstoppable at this point. Of course, if they take my knight with the rook, which looks better in some ways maybe, I take because they attack the queen and it's defended by the pawn, but then I take with the bishop, and they take with their bishop, and then I take with queen and say check, and then I get the rook for sure. So they would literally lose everything if they take my knight with the rook, and it wouldn't be any better for them. So it's a pretty rough spot to be in, to be honest. Oh, I had a lot of time. I thought it said 10 minutes. It was 19 something, and now it's 17 something, so I wasn't really low on time. Yep. It's not bad. It's actually decent. Yeah, pinning the queen doesn't really work because the rook isn't defended anyway, and the knight could take it there anyway. So, yeah, it made sense to get out of the discovered check. But, or the pin, I should say. But I don't think it really helped at this point. Ooh, I have a plan. Okay, I guess I should have figured they would do that. That's a logical move for sure. Nice. Yeah, I didn't know exactly how it was going to go, but I was pretty sure that moving the king up to h6 was going to help me with the mate, and that's exactly what happened. That was good. Took some doing, but nice game. 0 mistakes and blunders. It's always fun to see that. Wow. Cool. That was a beautiful win there. I enjoyed that one quite a lot. They were, of course, really low on time, but I think it had basically reached the point where there was nothing they could really do. So, kind of hard, but I enjoyed it. That was a good one. All right. I'm gonna do at least one more, but I may take a break. Be done for the day after that. Not sure yet. I'm kind of thinking I might want to get done. Oh, wow. Lower rated player. You never know. Oh boy. I still don't know what to think of that move. I feel like that's what people normally end up doing, and I'm not sure what I think about it, to be honest. Oh, I can retreat the bishop, so I don't have to lose that. Oh man, I'm sorry. I didn't play well. That was not smart. I did not make the best moves at all. Oh my god, I'm dumb. I was not thinking. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm dumb. I thought I did it for some reason, but they did take the bishop, which was the piece that was threatening there. And I'm gonna resign. I could have probably won if I'd played normally, and I really just didn't. I was just playing around, experimenting, doing weird stuff. One mistake, two blunders in such a short game. That's kind of funny. I really think I could have won if I had really tried, but I know I say I'm not trying a lot just because I'm not doing well, but in this case, I literally wasn't really trying to play well. I was just trying to do something crazy, and it didn't work, which makes sense. So I'm okay with that. Unfortunately, this person's even lower than the last one, so we'll see if it, what happens. But I'm not going to gain much. Of course, I lost a lot for the last one, so. That was hilarious, sort of. I don't know what I was thinking, but oh well. It's okay, I guess. Them taking the bishop, if I could have still probably done okay even with that. It made their king side really weak, and I probably still could have won, but I just really was um, not playing well. And that was somewhat intentional, to be honest. I don't know why I was acting as though they didn't take the bishop, because they didn't. Like, that stopped me completely, and I just. Oh well. Oh my gosh, that was really stupid. I was not thinking again. I don't know what's wrong with me. That was like clearly dumb, and I just gave my queen away. Well, I deserve to lose this, but who knows? They're low rated, so I'm not going to quit yet. But I should lose this for sure. And I guess I'm just not thinking right now. That was a very easy to avoid issue, and I just went right into it. Check is kind of cool, but probably not worth it, to be honest. Not to mention my bishop is kind of trapped now. Da 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 da. Yeah, I expected that. Damn it. I'm sad because I totally expected that. It's just such a good idea. Getting castled and so forth. Of course, now I could. Man, it's really sad to be honest. I should have just won instead of giving it to them. Yeah, I expected that too. It's really kind of sad to be honest. I'd love to come in and get an attack going, but that's never gonna happen. Do I care? I kind of think I should, but I don't know that I actually care about that. I should probably have just moved the bishop back because it would have defended. They probably would have continued to advance the pawns and tried to attack it eventually, but I probably didn't have a reason to give away another pawn since I'm already down a ton. I'm honestly not sure what the best move is. And technically the best move is probably to resign, but oh well. Dang, I kind of forgot about that. Dang it. That's really annoying, to be honest. Gosh. Wish I'd thought about that, actually. Oh my gosh, it's literally almost trapped already, which is ridiculous. Okay. Yeah, I'm really not playing well right now at all. And I can admit that. My bishop can go back there to defend, but this is not looking good for me at all. Actually, that was defended. I probably should not have even done that. Just for the sake of being safer, let's do that. Might as well, right? Now at least all my pieces are coming out. I'd love to take the bishop. Either one. I mean, I had my idea originally of opening up the king, taking those pawns, but that doesn't really work. Da, 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 da. I should really resign. That's probably the respectful thing to do, honestly. But I feel like I don't necessarily have to lose. I feel like they could easily mess up at some point. feel bad. I wish. Man, I feel like my pieces aren't doing the best job right now either. Yep, that wasn't a bad move. I saw that. Now at least still my pieces are defending or doing something. As much as I wanted the bishop, of course I had to save my rook. So I can't really afford to give away anything good right now. Oh, what was that? Oh, they took a bishop. I see. Interesting. Oh, I get it, because it undefends. Nice move. That was a really good move, actually. Extremely. Alright, I'm done. I'm gonna resign. That was really good of them. That last move they did was really good. So, unless I was just considering if there was anything, but I don't think so. Nah. I could go there. Yep. Well done. Jeez, I sucked. If I hadn't given away my queen right away, I think I would have had a chance. I probably will keep playing until I win one, because it would be nice to win. The last two players have been way lower rated, and the last game I was not really trying that hard. Seriously. I can't believe it. So weird that it said 1 blunder, 0 mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes, otherwise I would have done way better. Anyway, that was really good of them. They found a really good move, and that's awesome. So I hope they go up a lot, because they sure deserve to be higher than they are. Gosh, I keep running into the really low rated players. It's kind of crazy. Like, my rating hasn't gone down that much. I guess it's just random who they decide to pair me with. But I should start winning, because there's no reason for me to be losing all these. But I might be done after this, to be honest. Oh, shoot. Wait a minute. That's alright, I guess. That's so annoying. Dang it, I can't believe it. That was terrible for me. It couldn't have really been much worse. I would rather not have two isolated pawns, so if they want to trade queens, I guess I'm okay with it. And my pawn is already on 5th rank. E5. So I like that one quite a bit. Oh my gosh, I'm in serious trouble. There's no way this is going to be good for me. Well, I can do this. That defends the pawn and also develops. And yeah, I'm definitely castle and king side, so I guess this is progress. I'm not down material yet, so especially since I fixed my pawn structure, I'd say I guess I'm actually doing decently so far. And the other thing is, I have a huge well, their queen side is not very strong. I'll just put it that way. It looks like they already the pawn in front of the king is gone already, which is nice, and I feel like they are going to be in some trouble pretty soon. I will probably castle to bring the rook into the game, but they don't even have the dark squared bishop, so honestly my king isn't in that much danger, so I don't mind putting pressure on with this rook and getting my bishop out, doing some other stuff first, I think. Ooh, I needed to look at that beforehand. I'm really sad that I didn't. Because that would have been smart. My bishop is defended by the knight, so that's not a concern, I guess. Okay, they didn't do what I thought they were going to do. I like that, I guess. Now, do I push yet? Probably not. What if I go there? Huh. Actually, castling is probably good. Gets my king to a different place, and also, if they decide to take with check and I take with the rook, I'd welcome that. Just makes it easier for me. I might just take that pawn, to be honest, because it'll defend my bishop and then also open the rook. So, when the time is right, okay, that's totally a-okay. I'm all for it. Alright. I can't really threaten anything serious right now with the knight, as far as I can see. I'm going to move my rook over here. Do I pin? Do I attack? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And then at some point I want to push the pawn, but I can't really push the pawn yet. Oh my gosh, that was dumb. I should have actually done that instead of just giving away a pawn for no reason. That was stupid of me. Let's see. At least I'm threatening that pawn. I still have two over here. Not too excited about this position anymore, but oh well. Come on. There we go. That's a big lead. I mean, yes, it would have been fun to queen the pawn, but honestly, using a pawn as a resource like that to get as far as I did is actually quite good. So I'm pretty excited about that. Let's see. Maybe I should just grab that pawn. I know it's a little greedy, but they can't really trap me in this case, I'm pretty sure. I think it is the right idea. In this particular case, this is often not a good idea, but I think this time it's not bad. Do I care? Honestly, I'll have a rook, and they would have nothing. They would have pawns and a king. Oh wait, this trades off everything, doesn't it? Oh no, I still have the bishop after this. Okay, cool. Oh my gosh, they have an extra pawn. This is dumb. There's like nothing I can do about this. They can't really do anything there except to go around. They only have the one pawn, so... Gosh, I'm being dumb. I literally don't think... Oh, yeah, there is. Oh my god, I'm shit. I can't believe I did that. I was just not paying attention, and I needed to use the bishop to defend, and I just decided to give it away. Well, clearly. Alright, I'm done for tonight. I literally lost my head and can't think anymore. So even though I've been playing all these low-rated players, it's making no difference. I can't win. I've had good games recently. The one I kind of messed up with on purpose. The others, I've just really lost it. So I'll be back tomorrow, but I'm going to take a break for tonight. So have a good one. Feel free to follow or subscribe, and I will be back on